Hi everybody.
Howdy, folks.
We have no topic today. Uh, that's why we're on topic. uh, so what's going on with you, Shadow?
Um, Trying to make it through the last couple of pages of Van Richten's Guide to the Lich. I wanted to review it like days ago, but just super busy, and it's like 150 pages, and getting time to read has just been not ideal.
Yeah, I of course know nothing about it. So
It's it's just a Ravenloft. It's a very
yeah,
Van Helsing like book, all told in the like more or less the first person on how to hunt down liches. I wish I had the vampire book, which actually precedes this one, but I'm working on buying that one. I'm kind of trying to do them in chronological order in the way they were
mm,
released, but there's literally like almost 100 different Ravenloft books, which blows my mind considering no other Dungeons and Dragons supplement or series other than Dragon Magazine ever got that much love, and it's incredibly well written, and so I'm not like rushing through it because I'm actually enjoying it, considering it's literally my first time reading all the Ravenloft books in my collection. I've had them for decades, and just no, we cannot hear you. Hit the link. Try that instead. What's up, Cyborg? No, we can't see you either. So I'm gonna, enjoy these books. What's up, Mr. Max?
Right there.
And I had a really good game last night with Bloodworth and the guys. That was a lot of fun. It was pretty rough. We fought all three of the golem types: flesh, stone, and iron, and a freaking beholder. And of
yeah,
course, the beholder zapped my magic user with anti magic and a bunch of other shit. I just got just worked last
yeah.
night, but I didn't actually take any damage. So you know,
I
Oh,
just
that's rough then.
realized. I just realized I was muted while I said hi to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Like Shadow was done talking. I say, is that just me that doesn't hear Justin?
Yeah, no, I guess I hit the M button or key
Okay.
by accident. Ah, there.
hey, there he is. He's
Here.
frozen. Oh no, he's not. He's
Uh,
just
uh,
stoic.
It's
yeah,
almost like a continuation of last night.
yeah. Well,
Well,
That's
everybody
where we
gets to
left off.
send me the
Hold on a
link,
second.
so
I got the. There we go. You guys hear me?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're good. Did- You used the link in the chat.
In
Morning,
the
Raven.
YouTube chat.
Yeah, Raven, the link is there if you want in. You crazy
Hey,
UFO
Brian. I
worshipper.
really dug your little shorts, but you got to do a close up, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
excuse me.
I don't know how to get close up without not seeing the damn thing. I
Uh,
guess I gotta spread it. I don't know. Yeah, those are like my first time to ever use the shorts,
Yeah,
so I'm
I'm
still
not a
messing with
fan,
it.
but I'm not a fan of in the respect that I don't want to do them, but I watch a crap ton of them, you know, and sometimes I get tricked into watching a clip of a video I've already watched, but other times there's something really short and sweet that's like, yeah, awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
The problem that I hear is there's very little engagement crossover, like with the shorts.
yeah. I don't
So
think you get. I don't think you. I don't think it goes to your totals for like whatever, like like view totals and hours and shit. I don't think it. You don't
It's
get
it's counted
monetized
like
for them.
it's counted like separately. Like your short view time and your short views are different than your regular views.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's all
you
about
you
that dopamine hit.
yeah you can get like monetized by through short views, but you need like
oh, you
9
can.
millions of it. It's like
Oh, okay.
something insane. Yeah.
yeah, and there's very little audience crossover from long form content to short.
And I don't know how to express an idea. I talk a lot. I got a big mouth. I never shut up.
You know what they're good for, Mr. Max? They're good for like doing the exact opposite of what they do. is use them as commercials for your show.
Yeah.
Just use them as an announcement. Like, I'm doing this show in like an hour or 4 hours or tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, that
Yeah.
way, like Justin said, you know, there's no crossover. We'll make it crossover. Use it for what you need it for. Don't like try to, you know, play their game. Turn it
Mhm.
around, make it your advertising medium, because people will watch them. I know
Yeah.
for a fact that they'll watch them, and then they're like, oh, there's a you know, especially if you're like doing an interview or something. That's
Yeah.
great. You know, I'm going to be interviewing so and so at this time. You know, be there, be square type of, you know, nonsense.
But you got to make sure that you say your channel name and probably
Absolutely.
have it up on the screen.
Yeah,
Because
because
they
that's an
removed links.
yeah, exactly, and you like like there's no like you have to specifically look for the video info for the description, comments, and stuff like that. That's kind of all kind of like hidden, and it's gonna go move on to the next short like automatically. So like how do you get people to do something, you know, to engage with the video? Just
Really,
like say what?
I feel like
I
it's
watched
weird
that.
because, like with Brian's video this morning, I was typing in to the comment section for that short, and it just
And
kept replaying the same short.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
replay the same short until you scroll to the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
But they removed the ability to put links into the thing because people were just using them for like product commercials, like literally commercials. Go buy this
Like
blanket.
free,
Go
yeah.
buy
Oh, that's
that.
you know that's what it used to
pillow.
be. You know, like those 30-minute, 30-second film used to be like ad on TV. You know, that's what it was. You know, we fucking grew up like you watch TV. There was always like ad every few minutes.
What
I hate fucking commercials, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And-
That's
and
part of the reason I
ad-
stopped watching TV at some point, and now you want to make it like give me like your content in like ad form.
Yeah, and ad reads are the
Yeah.
worst. I freaking despise those. If you're going to put an ad read in your show, have the decency to put it at the end of the show so we know to click off and watch something else.
Yeah.
Like Black Magic Craft and a couple other people I watch, even non-gamer people, they'll put it right there in the middle of the freaking video, and I'm like, I guess I'm
because
Yeah, like the way like Linus Sebastian from Linux Media Group does it, they make sure that they're always like their ad read is always like 20 seconds, so you can
get the markers out as usual. Yeah, I gather it's quick, so it's not annoying. You froze right at saying 20 seconds.
Yeah, like the fact that he said like his ad reads are always the same length, and they always like they work with the arrow keys on you just press the arrow key twice, and you skip the ad read basically. So if you don't want to listen to it, yeah. Or can't wait to be out of this place now. Like this internet thing is annoying me, and also like I got a bunch of work to do, which I should be doing now instead of like being on stream. But I'm fucking fed up, man.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, dude?
I'm a neat. No, that's
I'm a neat.
No, at the moment,
I'm looking forward to being a neat.
yeah.
What the
At the
hell's a
moment,
neat?
I'm just like not in employment, education, or training.
Yeah.
But I'm just like fixing this house that I'm gonna sell. So at the moment, that's what I'm doing. But I work for myself otherwise, or like I'd go do some like last summer I did like a lot of construction work. I went to build some chicken coop around, like big industrial chicken coop. But I do this and that. I trade cryptos and
Crypto is good.
yeah. Nowadays, like it's kind of shit nowadays, but it's gonna get good again next year.
I've gotta find. I don't know. This I could just be like totally missing every single one of these, but I'm looking for something that will just send a fucking ding to my phone when it's at a certain level. You
Well,
know?
You can set up those alerts, no?
Well,
I don't know. Every time I look for one of those apps, I just can't find it.
Go use fucking Kraken.
Kraken? Okay.
Yeah, it's the biggest exchange in Canada. crypto exchange in Canada, and they do have like those alert.
I use ShakePay.
You have to shake your phone to get money. I don't know, those like crap thing.
They have that as a joke,
Yeah.
but no, it's just they exchange money, but they have very little fees, right? They only fee for the exchange and nothing else.
Yeah, well, the Kraken the fees are fairly low as well. They're like a fraction of a percent, like like pennies on the in each exchange. Pennies on the pennies on hundreds of dollars, basically.
Yeah,
Forget exactly what it is, but yeah, very low fees.
that's good.
And you can trade in CAD or USD depending on what you want to do. Which market you want to play in.
I haven't set it up, but ShakePay has like a direct to credit card, so
Oh yeah, that's good.
you can do like go and buy your groceries, and it'll take.
What's annoying now is like you have to register and give your ID and stuff like that, and the government wants to track. Just like fucking like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They told me they wanted all that.
The whole fucking purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But when it came time to actually fill that part of the paper in, they just you're in.
Hey,
you're male and white. We don't see a problem.
Hey, Crafting, did you
No,
send me
those are the exact people that want tax. Crafting.
Go ahead, Tado, ask your question.
Yeah, did you send me that document? Yeah, that's probably why we'll never get that kind of sponsors.
Yeah.
We've had sponsors. We still have sponsors. We've had them for a while, but it's direct contact through a product or a company, and I've done. I've reached out to a lot of companies myself long before, back when we were still before we even had the studio. I was reaching out to companies, and they were, yeah, sure, we'll help you out. You're small, but so are we, or
that's what I do, man. I got like, I don't know how many sponsors. I got like 6 or 7 sponsors. And
really?
man, all I do is all you got to do is like, these are people that like product that I like, and I reached out and go, hey man,
that's exactly all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. And I don't get any money, but all I asked them for, I go, look, man, just give me some product, right, that I can play with and use in my games and my whatever. And what I'll do is I'll make an ad for your shit, and I'll post it on all the social media sites that we have. And the only thing I ask of you is some product support and some sort of discount for the Weird World Weirdos. That's it. That's it. I don't get any.
You know what? I found it's even better when you're trying to get your foot in the door is to offer to say, look, I want to buy some stuff from you, and then I want to show it off on my show and shout you guys out, and and if you got a discount code, which is really big, because then they know how many people you're sending their way. I did that with Splintered Light and Star Schlock and a few other places. Emperor's Choice with the Arduino products, and they're more than happy to give you that code, because it'll let them know how many people you're sending over there. Yeah. And when you ask to buy something, they always send some free stuff, and that's just as good as them just sending you some free stuff in a way, because it lets them know you're on the up and up. You're not asking for a handout. You're looking to
it's not a handout if you're advertising.
You're advertising for them.
But if you've never
that's the payment, basically.
If you've never talked to them before, though,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Reach out to them.
That's a business conversation.
And I'll also do a showcase video of their stuff and an interview with them if they want to.
I've done that as well. I'm getting ready to do one. You guys have all seen the baseball bats I have with the barbed wire and the spikes and saw blades on them.
Yeah, the movie props, the things that you would never want to use in combat because they're fucking clown toys.
Oh no, these are solid, dude. These are solid.
It doesn't matter, bro.
it's really good to have them by the front door.
Now, what you want to take into a fight is a black dude. He'll kill the guy, if you're smart.
I keep them by the door so that when people come into my house, like salesmen and things like that, they see that and they're just like their eyes just get all big, and the look is worth the price of admissions. But
I'm
Just like
armed all
salesmen
the
going to
time.
people's house.
Man, I'm armed all the time when I leave the house. I've worn a gun on my hip for the last, I don't know, 15 years, 20
Yeah,
years.
it's all those.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
I'm
just
I'm
like-
right there with you, Brian. Even though I'm not supposed to do
Yeah, fuck
certain
that. I
things.
don't give a fuck what the law says. Just do what you need to do to protect you and your own.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I want to move out to Texas or maybe a couple other states I've looked into, because I honestly think if we went back to the days where everybody openly carried something, there would be a whole lot less, if not 90% less, bullshit going on in people's
Well, I
day-to-day
don't-
life.
I don't
Yeah,
open carry.
if you went
anymore.
back to a lot of things your
Yeah,
society
exactly.
used to
If
have,
you go
but
back to the demographic you had at that time, you had a lot less bullshit.
even
Sure,
without the guns.
No, I mean, think about it. For all of human history, men and women have carried a knife, a sword, a blade, whatever, and that's just what you did. There was no thought of why. It's just you just did it because it was stupid not to.
Yeah.
You never know when
I
you're
just-
going to run across a wolf or out here a coyote.
Well,
or
the thing
something
is I don't
Yeah.
subscribe to the whole idea that I need someone else to protect me. I'm
Absolutely.
relying on somebody else to protect me. Fuck that.
Well, the thing
myself.
you're worried
I got like
about
this
in
knife on my workbench. Sometimes I go do some shopping, and
There you
nobody bats an eyes. I mean, just like you're in a rural community, people are used to, this guy's probably working in
what
the
was
wood
on
all
the
the
belt?
time.
You couldn't see.
It's like
Oh,
a Bowie almost.
A buck 119.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Which is funny because we can carry like long blades, single edged long blades. People.
Oh, I love
only
some
res-
of those knife laws, man. You can carry like a 3-foot fucking knife, but you can't carry a 2-inch one.
Well, no, in Texas, you can carry any blade except a projectile blade. You can't have a launching blade. Shooting.
Yeah.
They're called ballistic knives.
Yeah, ballistic knife. You can't have those. You can have switchblades. You can have gravity knives. You can have whatever size blade or what that you want. You just can't
You
Mm.
project.
can't have nunchucks, but not because they're dangerous or you can hurt yourself. They just look stupid. That's why.
In Canada, they're illegal. Non-truck.
They're legal.
They're legal?
Illegal.
Illegal?
Yeah, they're legal
Yeah, for good
Yeah.
reasons. I just told you they look
Yeah,
stupid.
they look
What
stupid,
are the
but
kids playing with?
Well, that's actually maybe I don't know. From what I understood was that they are
You're thinking too much into it, there, Shadow.
No, it's just because they look they like the regulator, the legislator saw like a Bruce Lee movie and say, oh, that's dangerous. People don't fucking think, like people that make
Yeah.
Well, they are dangerous if you know how to use them. If you don't, they're
They're not
less
dangerous
dangerous than a
if you know how
fucking
to-
stick.
Yeah, they literally. It's scientifically a fact. They are less dangerous than a stick.
I don't know about that, man. I've seen some
Well,
people
except
that
for the user.
I've known some people that could bust open freaking just about anything they wanted with.
Yeah, but just
yeah,
take a
they could
stick
also
of
do
the
that
same
with a
length
stick, and twice
and the
as
same
hard.
thickness, and she'll do the same or worse. Plus, you can jab with a stick, which is pretty efficient.
Yeah, it's funny you don't.
You can put a sharp thing on an end of a stick,
Yeah.
and it becomes a lot better. If you put a sharp thing on the end of a nunchuck, it doesn't become better. It
I'm
becomes
actually
more
looking
dangerous to
into
yourself.
one of these. They're tactical canes because even on like airplanes they can't take them away from you because it's a cane.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be made to smash things
Yeah.
open.
We say that kind of stuff, but they'll do it anyway. I mean, they'll squash your rights because there's a law. There's fucking exceptions in the law. So, like when a police officer breaks the law in the color of law, he's protected. Unlike
Yeah.
when we break the law unknowingly,
Well-
knowing that we're breaking a law,
Well,
we don't know. We're not
that's
protected.
less and less. I mean, we've seen multiple cases where police officers and law-abiding citizens have stepped in to help people, and they get the book literally thrown at them and then picked up and thrown at them again.
Yeah, like the
Chauvin.
Chauvin.
Yeah.
I was talking about that Marine in New York who was just trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep people from
Yeah.
getting brutalized by this monster, and things went wrong. And
That's racist, Shadow.
Yeah, don't call-
you
don't call
have
him
to call
monster.
him a black man
Or like a
or a person of color.
potential.
Well, he was just
doctor,
having a breakdown.
scientist,
I mean, I don't think he's
scholar.
an evil guy. He was
Yeah.
just losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, but he
Well,
had
he
been
was
doing
yeah, he was
consistent
he was an
work
innocent
for-
guy with a
almost
consistent
50
background
times.
of like
Yeah.
abusing people.
After you get arrested like 5-8 times for the same thing, it's time
Yeah.
you get put away until you are rehabilitated.
But that's
Yeah,
the thing,
you
like let's like they always have those
I prefer the
statue of
chair,
justice
but-
with the blindfold. You know what I mean? Just like justice is not fucking blind, not anymore. Like that's dead a long time ago. If it
Justice
ever
is
been a
blind, deaf, dumb,
Yeah.
and lobotomized.
That's the
No,
thing,
well,
man. It's like
no.
law enforcement has, they have
lobotomized, but not
it's-
blind.
Yeah,
it's
not the
up to
justice
them
of men.
to decide to enforce certain laws. Like when you get pulled
Yeah.
over for a speeding ticket, it's up
Yep.
to the cops, his jurisprudence or whatever, his however he's feeling at the moment to actually give you a warning.
Well,
or to,
are you speeding because you're
Brian,
liking to go faster?
everybody
or you're
knows
speeding because your
The only
speedometer's
people who
busted?
get let away with warning are people with
That's
no. I've never
It
seen
used
happen
to be that way. Now,
Well, yeah, because the cop might not be.
No, I
you know,
got I got away with warning. Like they did.
I have
I'd rather have
never.
robots.
the nice
Seriously,
thing's mine, bro.
I'd rather have robots just administer the law because it's black and white. It's like yes or no.
You're
Well, yeah,
absolutely
Well,
right.
that's the
Broken or not.
problem. That's the
There's
problem. Every time they, what was the Porte? She
what?
remember Tay the AI robot.
The AI
from,
robot, yeah, she was
yeah.
pretty cool.
24 hours and she knew what was up.
Well, that's the thing too with AI. They cannot develop AI. They always have to gimp it because like a big part of like intelligence is pattern recognition, and they try to build that into those machines. And then they reach conclusion that the liberals don't want to, so they have to lobotomize their AI. They have to make like not artificial intelligence but artificial stupidity. You want like a machine that's gonna spew out the same fucking bullshit that you believe. Well, don't call it AI then.
Good point.
Like go on ChatGPT and ask it to write something hateful about insert demographic, and it will be like, I can't do that until you say white people, and then it will do it. It's like
You're the white devil. The white devils.
It'll probably write that. Oh.
Yeah, but you know who owns OpenAI, right?
Other people do. What?
You know who owns OpenAI, right?
Elon Musk used to own part of it.
Yeah, but not anymore.
No,
Gates?
it's a bunch of
No.
It's what was the guy's name? No,
I forgot his name, but I know that it's not white.
He's white presenting though.
Yeah. You can say that.
His people have an international congress that
He's not Christian.
His people have an international congress that gather to literally find methods of convincing you that he is white, and they've been caught several times doing it.
Not following.
They also wear hats, but they're much smaller than yours.
Yeah.
Why did I?
Walked into that one.
No, I gave him the benefit of the doubt that he was talking about something other than his usual.
Oh fuck no!
Why
It's
would
the
you?
same
Fuck
shit.
no! Like when you literally
My
have
bad,
a
my bad.
conspiracy.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
But that's not a conspiracy. Like I'm just saying, like I'm just pointing out a fact. Like you draw the conclusion you want from it. The people like owning OpenAI that do ChatGPT happen to be part of that group, and then they ChatGPT seem to have a certain political leaning. and be quite anti-white. So then make of it what you want. You know, those things just might just be a coincidence. A coincidence.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
They call them coincidence.
They can call it whatever they want. We know the freaking truth.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's a feature. It's not a bug. It's all by design.
I know it's not like you know. It's always like. Anyway, I don't want to fucking go in there. Like.
Yeah, leave that to Justin.
Yeah, don't fucking like paint everybody with a broad stroke, but you know, like there's some organized group that are organized based on
stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah. They are the byproduct of a group of people's hard and careful work to orchestrate those specific views intentionally.
And in a way, they're throwing their own people under the bus as well, because like then you notice those patterns, but it's not everybody involved. But then everybody's gonna get, when people get tired of that shit, everybody's gonna get the
I'm sorry, Anne, but you got to get out too, because your cousin was a freaking pimp and a drug dealer.
You know, it's unfortunate.
I just want to hide in the attic. Here's my journal.
Man, I'm just a fucking bagel salesman. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not trying to corrupt anybody. Yeah, but you're your uncle.
But you used your cousin to drive the business of the other bagel man out.
You know the story of Jack the Ripper, right?
Sure.
You heard of that guy, Jack the Ripper? It's
yeah.
fairly well known. Did you know that the Scotland Yard back at the time had a suspect and they had a witness? And recently, like with DNA technology, they figure out that actually the guy that they suspected was actually the culprit, was the actual guy.
Yeah, he was like that royal, wasn't he? He's some sort of royalty.
No, he was a Jewish immigrant.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and when there was a witness that wanted to testify against him, but when he found the witness was Jewish as well, and when he found out that the suspect was Jewish, he said, "Well, I'm not going to testify." And then Jack the Ripper went to kill some more chicks.
Yeah,
because they don't believe in testifying against their own people.
It's literally like a thing in the Old Testament.
Yeah, which, you know, maybe it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
maybe it's not a bad thing. If that's gonna be the rules, should we live by that rule? Can you imagine that?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Yeah. Imagine what would have been the Chauvin trial if we had the same level of solidarity. He wouldn't have been charged 3 times for the same crime under different negating.
It's like we have the opposite.
Policies.
Like we're much harder on our own people than we are on other. You know what I mean? It's like, but anyway, like that's the thing. You know, like I'm not saying like you can believe what, like, if one way is right or the other way is right or whatever, but the rules should be the same for everybody
across the board.
If we want to live together, you know, if we want to live together, we need to have the same kind of understanding. If those are the rules we're gonna play by, then play.
That's the problem. You know, you get these favored classes and like exceptions to the rule for whatever. We need to all be on a level playing field. You know.
Yes, but you know what that's called, right?
Meritocracy or white supremacy.
Fairness.
That one. That's the one.
Fairness.
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen, because then there would be no point in people trying to get ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Using their political or social or economic status. You know, what's the point of, striving for greatness if you can't get ahead of everybody else? And
well, I don't think that's everybody on the same playing field is subduing your abilities to
personally develop like wealth and community.
But because like if you put everybody on the same playing field, not everybody is like, if everybody starts at the same line, not everybody's gonna end up like, or is gonna go as far. You know what I mean? But that's that's just like, well, you did your best. You know,
it's like
it's okay. Be proud
of it. If me and you are trying to start a telecommunications company, we're probably not going to be able to do it. We just won't have the money or the know-how, or you know. Whereas, like some rich fucker could just hire people to do it. Yeah. So I mean, there's a realistic, limitation to what, someone, just because they want to do it doesn't necessarily mean they should.
Well,
They
it's
can
also
try.
like it's also like a generational game too. Like I mean, like you try to leave more wealth to your children than you started
Yeah.
with, and then like generation, like if you had like if you come from a good family that tried to build up something to live to the future generation, then you're gonna start with a head start. But is that unfair? You know what I mean?
No.
You should be allowed to be able to leave something to your children nice.
Well, I've told this story to I believe Mr. Max, but like, so I was at the gaming club, the
Yeah.
Ontario Model Soldier Society. And one of the old guys there was telling me how he went to Europe or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And he's like, yeah, I was able to do it after getting a reverse mortgage. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Your kids got mortgages on their houses? He's like, yeah. That's nice. That's great. So your parents, they're dead, right? And he's like, yeah. When they died, did they will you their house? Yeah. And did you find that a good benefit to getting forward in life? And he's like, yeah, it was great. So you enjoyed that economic boost when your parents died, but you sold your house to the bank for a pittance because you love your kids. And then his eyes just glossed over with the realization of the fucking waste of money and intergenerational wealth. He burned for what, 2 weeks in the south of France,
But that's the thing now. Like, people don't
life
think
has risks. Life has risks.
But
but also
there's risks and being trained wrong intentionally.
Well, okay, but again, it's like where's the burden on the individual to fucking learn about shit instead of just signing something? It's like,
yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, people have to think about the consequence of their action.
Yeah.
The long term. Like,
but I don't think I think we should have laws where people are lying to gain your confidence.
They don't have to lie
and shit. But do what?
They don't have to lie. You're trained all your fucking life that intergenerational wealth is fucking racism.
Yeah.
There are literally hundreds of articles produced every.
What was it? Like I saw like an ad for, was it a Mustang? I think it was a Ford Mustang. Like it was like a Subway ad. I saw like a picture on the internet because I don't go in Subway. All right, I'm Germany online, but and the ad was saying something like, "Let your children pay for their own college." It's again the message like just buy this fucking expensive car. Yeah, buy this expensive car and screw your fucking child.
Yeah,
which I think you shouldn't send your children to college anyway.
That's absolutely retarded.
I think not going to college is a big part of why we're in this mess, because we sacrificed one of the most important institutions to owning government and corporation.
College?
Yeah, like fucking
college now, they are fucking retarded. Like, you better off not
but
going.
that's because we sacrificed them in the 60s.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
like,
yeah.
we were talking about BreadTube off chat once. That's the leftist YouTube, for those that don't know. And
I got
commie YouTube.
Yeah, commie YouTube. But the one guy was talking about how the left wing was fighting for free speech on college campuses in the 60s. What's that one? The university you have up there in California? Berkeley.
Yeah.
The Berkeley campus riots.
Yeah. Tune in, tune out.
Yeah, but like, that wasn't them actually fighting for free speech. That was them fighting to suppress oppositional language. That's the birth of banning right-wing speakers on college campuses.
Thing, man. Yeah, it's like
that was an anti-free speech riot.
Yeah. if you're gonna have free speech, guys, and this is a bitter pill, man, you're gonna have to accept other people. I mean, you don't have to accept what they say, but you're gonna have to accept that their right to say that shit is just protected as much as your right to say your shit.
That's the problem. You're talking right. That language right there is part of the problem. You're saying
unless
other
it's
people have
seditious.
a right to say something that's
I mean, even seditious.
but-
No, we've already seen that
applied
if you
that
speak
to-
out a certain way, that's off the board. You are going to go and you're going to sit in jail
Yeah.
without a trial for 2 years.
You know, I'm not like the
That's true.
biggest free speech guy. You know, I'm not like a because I think there's thing that should be like fucking suppressed. But like I'm not a libertarian by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think that free speech is a binary. You like as soon as you censor one thing, then you have regulated speech. You're not in free speech anymore.
Slope, man.
Well,
Yeah, but like it's either like everything or then you're regulating the speech. You know, you have regulated speech. You might have like very lax regulation on speech where most things are be allowed to say it,
Well, like
but you still have regulation.
if Shadow was to say, Brian, I'm gonna fucking murder you, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you at your face value. That I'm gonna call cops. That's your free speech to say that.
Yeah.
And it's my reaction to your speech to say, police, this guy's threatening.
yes, but there's also like it has to be a plausible threat. So it's like I'm going to come to your house and
Well, no.
Yeah.
That's
no, that's what they'll
been
tell
used
you.
to
It has
Yeah.
to be a plausible threat, right? Because he could just be.
But that's also like, you know, you could call the police and say, well, man, this guy is threatening me to kill you, and the police say, well, you know, we'll look into it, and say, well, okay,
Yeah,
we'll
and
keep an
that's
eye, but
what
he's
they
not
do.
doing it. He's not like
He's
stacking
not
bullet.
driving to your house.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least
that's
give them
not-
a good hint so that when they find your dead body, they know where to look
Exactly.
first.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
as
that's
for
why.
what Crafty is saying here, I personally think government should be like jury duty. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody tries to get out of it, and then you get people who are, you know, willing to do it and, you know, take their, you know, $2 a day as payment.
Yeah,
And
it should not pay. Should not pay at all. It should not-
No,
it should
because
not
that's
pay.
that's the thing. Like government officials don't get rich of the pay that they get from government. Like they get like people like are in government like for a few years, earning like 100,000 or like 160,000 a year, and after like 4 years, they made like now they're suddenly like richer by like tens of millions. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
the
like
the,
inside
pay,
the
the
tree.
pay in government is not what they get. It's not the cash that they get. It's like the fucking corruption. and stuff
Well,
like that.
there's
And
the
the thing
bribes
is-
from lobbyists
Yeah.
and things like
Lim-
that.
Limits
All that
on
should be
every
taken off the table.
every
Insider trading.
Yeah.
every limitations on all service, all of it.
Well, there
4
was a
years,
cut.
10 years max.
there was a country in Germany.
You know what we should really do is have a contest, and everybody has to apply to the contest. And the person who tries the hardest to get out of being in government, those are the guys you want in government because they're going to do whatever they can.
Yeah, well, that's like
Fuck out,
impossible
get
to
the fuck
set
out.
up.
Yeah, that's
That's like
Yeah.
a pipe dream.
I'm-
That's the
I'm-
problem
I'm-
with that
Hey.
scenario.
If you're going to
I'm in favor of feudalism. I think feudalism is the natural organization of human being. That's how like it's the system that developed independently in every society. That we are like they are like some form of feudalism. And every time we try to move away from it, we just end up with a bastardized version of it. That's what we have now, like in the US and stuff like that. You know, like those big
First of
families
all-
that goes into
First of
power
all,
and stuff
it's
like that.
like me personally, I'm not gonna prescribe to anybody else's you know, like want for
Yeah.
me to do something.
Yeah.
Like if some landlord's saying like, well, if I don't disagree with that, I'm fucking gone. I'm disconnected from that. So like I'm an individual. See, that's my big thing. I'm an individual, man. Fuck this like social,
Yeah.
you know, construction. It's like I will interact in the society that I live in, right?
Mhm.
Up until the point where I disagree with it, and then I won't. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
but-
I don't prescribe to like the overlords telling me how to live or what to do, the distribution of this or that. I'll make it on my own, or I'll
Brian,
fail.
you have
A
to
good
realize also like
society doesn't do that.
yeah,
though.
exactly. Like a lot of like the vision that people have from feudalism is like a cartoonish vision that like because like you know there's people in power they have to tell you that the past was so fucking horrible because otherwise you will realize that no actually it was much better than what we have now. You know what I mean? Like what we have
Yeah.
now is pretty
I mean-
shit. You know, fucking like medieval serf. People say, oh, you want to live like a medieval serf? yeah, you have to fucking give like 25% of what you produce to your lord. Like, who pay less than 25% in tax nowadays? You know, like
I don't-
people, somebody that
yeah,
works.
I mean-
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
But you have to swear your servitude and your loyalty to that Lord, and when upon His whim that you
And
have
don't-
to
Bro,
utilize
Hey,
for some-
how is that different than today's? How is that
Brian.
different than what you do today?
Brian, seriously, go look up the terms you signed when you when you registered to vote. Go look them up. Go look them up. You can be called to the draft at any time
right,
for any
and you know what?
reason.
As an individual, I can fucking
And not
walk
even
away
for
from it.
military service.
Yeah,
No,
but
you
you-
can't. The
Yes, I
punishment is
can.
death.
I can. As an individual, I can. I can do that.
But you could
Seriously,
back
the
then as
punishment
well.
is death in both of our country.
No, I got it. I get it. I get what you're saying, man. But I, as an individual, I will not fucking fight someone else's fucking war if I don't want to.
But it's not
Now,
even
is
just
there
for war.
repercussions?
If
Sure.
there was a flood in your region and the local sheriff came up to you and said, "You're filling up fucking bags of sand," are getting shot. That is legal in your country because you signed a paper to vote. Yeah,
No, okay.
you can be deputized or face the death penalty in all 50 of your fucking states.
I don't know what
Never been
shit you're
used,
talking
but
about.
it's on the paper.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about because I've never read anything.
That's
like
why I
that
said you
there.
should go read the terms you signed up for when you registered to vote. You're never even told what they are.
Okay, I'll look into that because I will.
And you know,
I'll look into it, 'cause I don't think that's the truth. I don't think I can be executed on the spot for anything.
Well, it's never been used, but it's still like a thing that they have at their disposal.
Well, I mean, it's like again. I mean, you're talking on these levels of like
Extreme.
power that
Yeah.
are like I've never even heard of them. First of all, and I'm pretty
Exactly.
knowledgeable of what's
Most
going
people
on.
haven't.
But then it's like, and then you know, there needs to be a level where people need to stop being fucking servitors for goddamn power. Like
that's
like,
never gonna happen because like
But it
most
is. Like,
fucking
let's
people
say
are sheep.
in New Mexico, right? Or is it New Mexico or Arizona where the governor's saying we're going to ban all weapons, and the cop and the sheriffs are like, "Fuck you! I'm not going to enforce that." First of all, I couldn't enforce it. I don't have the ban power. Second of all, it's against the Constitution, so we're not going to do it. That's the kind of individual in that circumstance, in that bubble, right?
But
That's
the
what we
problem.
need.
Most fucking
Yes.
people are sheep, and sheep
Yeah.
Right.
need good
We need to get
shepherds.
away from that.
Like
we need to get away from that kind of shit.
That's a problem, Brian. Like sheep need good shepherd, but every people that has good soul say, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Do what you want. No, they need people to be told what to do. And if you're not telling them what to do, when you have like a good, kind, gentle heart, people will shit people will tell them what to do, and they'll follow those shit people. That's what's happening now. Every people that is decent believe in I got sold this idea of like freedom, individual freedom, liberty, individualism, and stuff like that, and say, you know what? We'll let you do what you want. And then the fucking shyster come in and say like, you should fucking cut your dick. You know what I mean? Just like
that's why, you know, and you're right. And that's why I'm an individual.
Yeah.
And I need to retain my abilities to defend myself as an individual and to live as an individual.
Yeah.
But,
Well, here's
you're
a
an
good
individual,
point.
but you also live in the collective. You know what I mean? You live
No,
around
I
people,
agree.
and you have to. People that knows have a duty. You know, it's not
Here's-
oblige.
Here's a good point. It is literally a crime to conspire to deprive people of their civil rights in your country. That cop that said I wouldn't enforce that had the legal responsibility to tell that senator or whatever, you're under arrest.
You're right.
Why didn't he?
You're right. You're right. I mean, it's like you can ask. I mean, I used to know. I'm not a big cop guy, but I used to have friends that were cops, and I'd ask him like, "Do you agree with this law?" And he's like, "Fuck no." I'm like, what the fuck are you a cop for?
Yeah.
If you're enforcing things that you disagree with, you're a fucking hypocrite. You're not a good person. If you're doing things immoral to yourself, your center, for money, you're not a good person. That's the reality. And then people will say, "Well, no, I need to pay for." Well, no, you don't. There's other fucking jobs, man.
You need to pay for his Camaro.
What's that?
You need to pay for his Camaro.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. It's just like, who the fuck? I mean, those are not the people we need. You know, like I'm only enforcing it because I'm getting paid to do that. I don't agree with it morally. That's fucked. That's fucked. Now, look, I'm not I'm not naive. Okay, there has to be cops. I get it. Okay, but I mean, that kind of shit has really got to be in the forefront. If you're systematically disagreeing with what you're doing, stop fucking doing it. Stop doing it. Be a better
Well,
person.
you forget the age-old adage: the flesh is weak.
I mean, I get it, man. It's like power. I mean, trust me. I'm not naive, but I try to live true to who I am. I try to live in a world that, like, I hold people that I interact with, you know, accountable to what they do to me and what they say to me, not because they fit a demographic or a color or political stance or their gender. I don't give a fuck. If we're cool, we're cool.
Yeah, exactly. When you deal with individual, you treat them as individual.
You should, like, but the sheer fact is when the law says that because this person meets a demographic, it's okay for them to,
and that's where
to violate the court or to like
to shoplift or
to shoplift or
no, you're right.
There was this thing with an experimental heart procedure for people with heart problems 2 years ago in the US, maybe 3, and not enough black people were signing up for it, so they just stopped letting white people sign up for it. Or I don't care what your opinion on COVID is, Shadow, for this moment. Please, bro, let me finish. But there was this guy who wanted a treatment for COVID because he got it, and it was like, you got COVID, here's the treatment, and he was the wrong race. So sorry, this is for diverse communities only. Even though it will work on you, denied treatment during a pandemic for being the wrong race. And it's like, and then
that's wrong. That's wrong. And we all know that's wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well,
we all know that's wrong because if someone's ill,
us here all know it's wrong. Some people.
No, I mean, it's like if you're a doctor, a doctor. There's someone ill. They help, right? That's how it should work.
Well, they used to.
Well, and then you'll hear them complain about that that herpes experiment, or was it herpes or
syphilis.
Syphilis, but what they don't tell you is that I think it was syphilis. It was one of the sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you it was a repeat of an experiment that was done on white people 6 months before they started that one, and that the strain that those guys had was non-transferable.
I don't care what color.
Yeah, but they use that to promote racial hatred, right? They use it to they say, "Oh, this experiment was done against black people," but they were called in to be tested for a disease, and they were aware that they were being called in for experimental testing. And it's not like they could have treated them when they brought them in for the tests, because the test was to find a fucking cure in the first place, because the only thing available was snake oil. Yeah. Literally, snake oil was being sold.
And a wagon, no less. In the back of the wagon.
Hey, I know a couple
because it was like
snake oil salesmen.
Yeah, you're one of them.
But like people talk about like freedom this and freedom that, and I love I'm a guy that fucking left society to live in the wood, like I do love some freedom, you know what I mean? Like I don't fucking like being told what to do, and that's a big part of like what I don't get along with people much. But if you look at at the broader picture, and if you go like outside of like our individual, because that's the thing, that's something like, it's almost like people that have like the quality that make them good individual have to take care of the people that don't, you know what I mean? Like there's this kind of like noblesse oblige there at that point. And you look at like people don't fucking care about freedom. You look at how they behave, they don't care about freedom. They want safety. They want
you know what they say about those people who are willing to give up?
Yeah, they will get.
They
You will get
deserve
neither.
neither.
That's
But I think they could
but
have.
it's a
safety.
farce, right? It's a literal farce because in the name of their safety, they've made society less safe.
Yeah.
Like radically less
Yeah.
safe.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
they deserve
Yes.
neither.
Because the good people say no, I'm not gonna give you safety. I'm gonna give you freedom. And they go and say, but I want safety. I don't want freedom. So they go see somebody else and say, yeah, give me your freedom. I'll give you safety. But those people are wolves in cheap clothing. You know what I mean? That's the thing. If the good people that would substate, okay, I understand you. You don't want freedom. You want safety. I'll try to give you as much as both as possible.
Yeah, there's a really good place for
It'd
that.
be a different thing.
Where you can get all that. It's called prison.
Yeah.
I swear we like
Did you
swing to the
freeze,
most
Mr. Max?
extremes and fucking
And
everything.
the people like the people in prison
Hey, we're on topic.
don't want safety.
It says so right in the show title.
The what?
I don't even know what the show title is. Like,
Always on
The
topic.
Always on Topic podcast.
no, but you know, it's like I get it. I mean, I'm not naive. I mean, we all
Are
have
you
to
calling
live.
this sign a
That's
liar?
why I try to live in peace. I try to like I don't do the first swing if I don't have to.
Well, you
I
never should,
you know I
but-
analyze shit. I think about what I say before I fucking say it, and because I know I have to interact with people I'm going to disagree with.
But when you're
And-
somebody like that, you have to realize that you're kind of an exceptional person. You know, you're not.
Well,
you have to realize that most people are not like that.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
And that comes with some
We need to
responsibility.
educate people to like be critical
That's-
thinkers.
That's not gonna
You know,
work.
Oh, that's heresy.
literally,
How dare you? How dare
literally,
you?
Brian.
I
it
don't
goes
give up
back.
on. I don't-
It goes back to that's white supremacy because you can once again read fucking papers from Yale professors calling it that,
Yeah.
and not even like through weasel words, outright. Critical thinking is white supremacy from Yale, Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, all of the
they're just
places.
buildings with names on them.
But
shit.
they're
you
the
understand-
places of like government policy comes from the people that come from those
I know.
places.
I know.
You
So
understand
it-
also like
it
a
becomes-
human being. Yeah, finish. Sorry, so I keep cutting you.
No. I was just like on a rant. You go.
Like you understand, like human beings are like we're like animal. We're like a social animal, and we do have like those hierarchy that are always developed. Like that's a natural part of where we are. That's not a natural part. Like people, like some people will want to follow the leader, and some people say, you know what, I can do my own path. Some people will say like, well, I'm gonna lead. You know what I mean? We have those different type, and we need to take that into consideration when we do like we have to stop pretending that we are like the same, all this blank slate. No, you know, like those caste
No.
society and stuff like that, maybe they're onto something. Some people
Yeah.
are fucking born to
Okay,
be peasant.
maybe
you know,
they
go in the
shouldn't
field and do
be-
your shit.
They shouldn't be
Which is-
rigid and
Nothing wrong with it. You know,
and,
it's good, it's a noble occupation as well.
that they shouldn't be rigid and
No.
unquestioning caste related.
No,
Like,
they weren't.
it can be come too hard, but at the same time, like just saying because this person is economically deprived, they deserve to go to post-secondary education on the government
Exactly.
dime.
Yeah.
You know, even though they can't read.
Or they
No,
get
seriously.
they get into a contract that says, yeah, we'll give you money to go to college, but you have to pay it back at this percentage. And they need to
Yeah.
know what that fucking means. You know what I mean? It's
But they
just like,
don't.
They
I mean, that's the thing, and there's repercussions for that.
Yeah.
And you know,
And,
it's like
and not only that, but also like I think like if like people should be fucking allowed to default on their debt. And then college shouldn't fucking
There
lend
is.
money. You should like college shouldn't fucking lend money to 18-year-old that have like not to neuron to rub against. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, oh, you want to go to
Yeah.
college? You can barely read. Yeah, you know what? I'll skip on lending you money. You know, I don't
Exactly.
think that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you grew up in a society where English is your first and probably only language, and you can't even pass the fucking written exam,
Yeah.
you know, because
Like-
you can't fucking write it.
What is it like fucking school in Baltimore? No, like don't like high school or is it like elementary school? Like, but no student can read when they finish. You know, they go out of the school, like out of the school system, and none of them can read to like a standard level
Or at all.
or at all. Yeah, it's a fucking problem.
a grunt. Mhm.
No.
Yeah, it's
no.
like
They
you know
can
that's
say
one of the
yo,
reasons
yo,
why
yo, yo,
one of the reasons
yo.
why I homeschooled my kids.
Yeah.
I was a product of public education, and as I grew older and matured, I realized that I wasn't challenged in public education.
Yeah.
I didn't take it serious. I didn't try hard.
Yeah.
So
You know, my favorite was it autobiography? Was it when you write your own biography? Yeah.
autobiography.
Okay, so I was right. My
Yeah,
favorite
you are.
autobiography is of a guy talking about when he was in school. The school would let him leave the building and go do whatever he wanted when he was done his work.
Yeah.
I want to know why we don't have that system anymore. Why are our youth so untrustable that when they're done their day's lessons they can't go home or
You know,
go play?
I'm fairly against school. I think that the concept
Yeah.
of school is fucking retarded. You know, like you take like fucking children, you're gonna sit them in a class for like 6 hours, 8 hours a day.
Well, if
I
you're
think
trying
that's a successful disaster. I'm much more like bring back apprenticeship. You know, I have like children like tag along with adults. You know, and not this like rigid structure. It doesn't matter like if you learn to read when you're 6 or when if you're 8, and then you focus more on math early on. You know, at some point you're an adult. It doesn't really matter.
I think it makes sense for reading, writing, arithmetic, and then shop class, home ec.
But all those things
tailoring.
can be taught like, you know, your
Yeah.
parents, like any parents
Exactly.
that is
Yeah,
as decent can taught their child how to read like in the evening. You know,
You know,
like,
and that's
Yeah.
one that's another fucking thing. It's like the parent give in so many other things, the parents have given up
Yep.
their honor to
Yeah.
to teach their children to some stranger that you have no
Yeah,
idea what
exactly.
the fuck it's
Yep.
about. And but then they'll say, "Well, no, you vote for your student, you know, your what
Well,
public
that's
school
another
council, whatever
thing.
the fuck." It's just like
Yeah.
bunch of bullshit.
That's another thing. Okay, so you get like I was talking to you last night about the New York Times
Yeah,
and how it's where democracy goes to die in darkness and not democracy dies in darkness, because like the article that made me start looking at this was one where the writer was complaining that the parents of a school board democratically got together to have a book that graphically describes lesbian rape removed from the shelves of a library serving fourth graders. Right? I'm sorry, but a book that if it was in picture form would have an 18 plus rating on it should not be given to fucking 9-year-olds or whatever.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to add, I had to take care of something.
Yeah.
We have to understand for kids, at least with Jack, the ability to go to school and interact with their peers, the kids of their own age, is absolutely vital.
Well, that's
Yeah, but they could still have that like
But
if you
it doesn't
didn't
have to
school,
be
you
a
know.
government function. It can
Yeah.
be you
Like-
getting with your
And even-
neighbors.
Even
And-
here in Canada, you know, like people like always talk about like, oh, doing sports like that. In Canada, this is like not linked with school. Like if you want to go to like play baseball when you're a child, like that's like a city
I'm
thing,
not.
you know,
I'm
like-
not talking anything
Well,
like
no.
sports or anything. Just the
No,
the
but you know, like those
day-to-day interaction.
extracurricular activity. So you get to interact with the young people there as well, and you can still have that. It doesn't have to be through school.
But then you're just getting a whole bunch of kids who want to do the same thing. I'm talking about actually, bumping into kids that they're
Shadow.
not going to agree with.
Shadow,
that they're gonna
this
disagree with.
this is another
Yeah.
case of being taught wrong intentionally, because all the psychological tests done on kids who are homeschooled show them being more socially averse than people who are shoved into public schools.
That
Because
may be
Not
true
averse,
for
not
some
averse.
kids.
Not
The
averse. Adept.
adept, yeah.
Yeah.
They're more capable of forming social relationships and
Maybe
being
And also
capable
there's a good
Jackie's then the exception.
you
You-
learn a
you
lot
don't
also
have-
like when you're a kid you learn a lot by interacting with adults actually as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of value
uh,
which they don't do enough in school.
But like teaching your children. I mean, I taught my kids my kids have never stepped into school ever in their life.
Yeah.
I taught them how to read and write and do math. And it's like, but what was
But see, I
great-
can't even do those things. So
Yeah, but
you
you sign up for the
I wasn't-
homeschooling plan, and they send you the curriculum.
No, not
No, but they do that. You can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
that-
package.
I mean, like that's an option you can. Yeah.
you can reach out and find.
and they
people
have
that-
they have groups. So one parent will teach 4 or 5 kids
Yeah.
ethics or something like that.
sure, but
Right,
that's
like you
that's
you
not always
basically
an option.
create. No, it isn't.
right,
But it
you're right.
is an option. It
Yeah,
is
but-
out there.
Well,
It's also like it's also because now like there's this system that is out there, like like, and it's the easy way out that most people just take because it's easy, everybody does it. And they don't want to think more than that about it. You know what I mean?
or they
If you
just
didn't have-
don't know.
Cheap.
They don't know that's even an option. They,
Yeah.
they grew up in this system,
And-
and that's how you do. You sent your kids to school, and that's just how it was. They never realized that.
Well,
wow,
I knew it was an option, but I also knew that I wasn't the guy to be teaching him.
but
reading,
you know,
writing, and
that people need to know their limitations, man.
Yeah.
They really do.
Hello, Raven.
Oh, no, Raven.
finally, we
Raven.
get some finally we get some class in this joint.
I'm
Welcome to the show,
surprised.
Raven.
I'm surprised nobody was able to name the autobiography I was referring to earlier. Mr.
Oh,
Mac.
I know it. Yeah,
there's
it's like
there's
this,
only one book you ever referenced.
Yeah, he grew up in Austria, and yeah, I remember that.
As Jackie would say, a very, very underrated artist.
You know, he was a pretty good artist, but it was actually architectural school that was
I actually-
not allowed to enter.
I have a friend,
School.
Greg Renoni. He was a fucking mercenary in Angola. He's a class 3 art. Guy's a fucking crazy fucker. But he actually owns some of that art. He owns him.
really?
Yeah, he has
Oh.
one of like a landscape of it, like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
city.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that he used to do a lot of landscape, but that's the thing. At some point, like he's just like his focus switched to.
It was like an
architectural work.
urban. It was like a
And also,
village.
yeah, and also like the art school at the time were like really into the modern art. You can see like the artists that were in art school at that time, and you look at the fucking crap that they put out.
It's
just
funny.
like-
You know, I don't really hero worship anybody. There's one person that I hero worship, my mother.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it. No one else deserves.
Well,
No, seriously.
it's not
like-
so much hero worship. It's
No,
like
but it is. I mean, it's like
no.
all these people. We only hear the certain things that we maybe resonate with,
Yeah.
but we don't know the totality of it. But I know the totality of my family because I was with them.
Yeah.
Now, there's probably things that I don't know, right? But I mean, I interact with these people my whole life in every circumstance possible, and they either rise up or they don't, and it's just that personal experience. So I don't put credence to thinker. I mean, I can appreciate a thinker's knowledge and his,
Yeah.
making me critically think and like, wow, I never thought about that. But like, I don't think as just because they do that one action, that's whatever. That doesn't mean that they're a good person or that they're being.
Yeah, well,
It's
that's
just-
the case with
Everybody's got
everybody.
skeletons in their closet. Absolutely
Exactly.
everybody.
and
But
everybody
it's like-
has their skills too.
They're not in the
Yeah.
closet. They're just in the corner. Right, Raven?
Right. What do I press so that I can see you guys? Because I can't see any of you.
Oh,
In
really?
this
That's
stream.
strange.
All I can see is me.
That's
Probably
you
good
did that when I
that
joined, but
truly
that lasts
live.
like a second or two.
I don't know. I'll
I don't know, but it's like
see if did that work.
being
Sure,
free
sure.
isn't easy, man. I mean, you gotta it takes work, and you're right. Is a lot of people don't want to put in that effort. They just want to be told how to feel or what to do or whatever because it's easier, right? But I just
As long as it's not Janis Joplin's version, I'm not into that. Nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
and it's
But
Just-
like also like with school, one thing
Cheers,
that I
Jocko.
wanted to say is
I
like
remember.
the human body is like use it or waste it. You know what I mean? Like and now you
Yeah.
fucking like get that like when you're young, that's the time when you're like you're growing up, your body's like getting developed and stuff like that. And now
Well,
we're gonna
yeah,
say like just
That's
go
why they
fucking
say
sit on that
youth is
seat
wasted
for like
on the young.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's why they say youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like have them run around, have them like do sports, have them be physically active,
kids,
work,
man.
develop their skill. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Important. Like, and don't fucking give them screen to look at all the time either.
You know,
But-
one of the big things about us wanting to homeschool was like we didn't know who our kids were going to interact with.
Mhm.
You know, not even talking about the administration or teachers. I don't know who is sitting next to this kid.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I'm actually a fan of that. Like I was saying earlier, I want my son to interact with all kinds of people, especially the people
okay,
he's not going to
that's
agree
fair.
with.
But would you
know what I mean?
rather
So we
have
can
your
learn.
sure? But wouldn't you rather have your son do that exact thing when he's slightly more mature, so he can analyze things?
You know,
and
like I said, we're the exception. He's gone to two great, I mean, absolutely stellar public schools
well, that's good.
where he excelled beyond imagination. Everywhere he's gone, he has just been, you know, in the top of his class.
Well,
And
yeah,
credit for none of that.
but that's sad. It's sad that you can't take credit for any of that.
Well, I mean, you know, obviously, that's a joke.
Well, but you know,
Yeah.
No,
No,
you are doing your best to keep him at the task, the traditional task of his people, mowing lawns.
We gotta have to come up with. I'm telling you,
I don't need another joke, okay?
you need to get your son to like form some sort of like big old book of remarks to counter that shit and
Yeah.
Justin's demographic and his social political,
You know, if the boy can handle his own. I mean, he's gone
He's
toe to
sharp,
toe with
bro.
DM James and others out there. You know,
Yeah,
he
Jackie's
can
alright.
handle himself.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll be right back, guys.
Jackie and I are on the same wavelength.
and here we have Brian's biggest fan.
Can you see us, Karen? Did you figure out like did it come back to normal?
Yeah, I tried shifting the screens around a bit.
Yeah.
Why don't you just pop out and back in, see if that works? That's
Yeah.
usually the best.
Yeah, because like it did that from me, but that lasted like a second or two, and then like it went
Well,
back to normal.
she's the raccoons that are powering her computer are
Yeah,
you know.
you should do
unreliable.
that. You should get a couple of generator motors and some hamster wheels, like giant ones, and throw a raccoon in there.
Look at these cute ass kids, man. Look at those kids. Those are my
Yeah.
kids. That's not my kid.
So there's a wall.
What's those people? That's not my kids. What are they?
Those are some big ass kids. How the hell
Yeah.
old are you? What are you, like 60?
I'm 50.
Man, everywhere I fucking go, I'm the oldest fucking guy.
Now, Mr. Max and I were having this debate. How old are you, Shadow? I'm saying 65, something like that. 70.
No,
90.
he's 54. 54? What?
56.
Higher? 57? 56?
56?
Okay, 56.
You're
56.
good looking 56, man.
Okay, I thought
So-
you were older than that.
Yeah, you know,
but-
when I hang out with James and Hungar, they look older. So
But you had like so you had Jackie when you were like 39, right?
something like that. He's 15.
Wow.
Was
Yeah, I
15?
started my
Okay, so
kids
you-
at
okay.
30.
Yeah. No, because that's actually why we're talking about it. Because I said, you know what, I'm getting like I never had kids, and now I'm getting too old for it. And,
Yeah,
you
you're
know, like
40.
Shadow got
Don't
kids,
do
Jack.
No, don't do that,
Yeah,
man.
it-
You're never too old.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, yeah, you are. When you're like 80, you're too old.
Well,
But also, like
No, just make sure you have a
I might
trophy
not
wife.
want to run after toddler when I'm not gonna want to run after toddler when I'm like 55. You know what I mean? Like,
brother, you will, because being a
Maybe.
dad, there is nothing like it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
It's
put
the
up
best
with
thing
it
in the world.
because listen, you will never be ready for kids. It just happens. You'll never be financially ready or mentally.
I've been ready for fucking 10 years.
You gotta find
But-
yourself a woman to take part.
That's the problem. You know, I can
You
fucking
need
find like a
to-
wife material.
You need to find yourself a nice Ukrainian mail order broad.
They're fucking awful, man. They're like
Yeah,
so
they're like the
disloyal,
worst.
so
Yeah,
disloyal,
they're all about the
Yeah.
That's
cash.
okay.
and so materialistic. You know, that's the thing. You know, like
And,
I'm this big hippie.
Put them on a prenup.
Oh,
That
Or-
doesn't
or-
mean shit. In
Or
any
you know
sort of-
what? Just
you wanna
find
put
love,
the link
dude.
again for Raven?
Okay, I have to regenerate it.
Regenerate it.
I'm a big love guy.
I copied something else.
I am a love dude.
Yeah. No, because that was
Well-
always like I always wanted a family, but like there's no way I'm gonna have like a woman walk out on me. You know what I mean? Like if we like, I need somebody that's ride or die. You know what I mean?
But it's like it's like
Yeah.
your life is like a book, man. It's like, and and Shadows talked about how betrayal is like that's no, you don't do that.
Yeah.
But like I've been betrayed in my life before, but you know what you do? You don't give it power over yourself. You just let it wash over you, and then it's done. You just move on. It's just you open the next page to your life, man.
Yeah.
And that might sound callous and cold, but there's always someone else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
not
but that's the thing. Like I want my children to be raised by both their parents. That's
You're
what
right.
I would love.
But you know what? You can do that because I've done that. Like me and my ex broke up, and you know what? We co-parent still. We're friendly to each other. We have respect to each other. It just changed,
Yeah.
and you just gotta mature. You just gotta
I'm
like.
too old school for that.
Well, you can
I'm gonna
It's
do a
not
fucking honor
easy. It's
killing.
not easy.
you
It's really
could
not easy.
you can take the risk, or you can surrender. Like those are the options, right?
And it's
And
black.
Mr. Max,
Yeah, it's a calculated risk.
if it's really something you want, there's always one way to get a really good resolution to that. Just pray, dude. If you really want it.
Well, maybe I'm not like, but that's the thing too. Maybe I'm not meant to pass down my genes. Like I'm this kind of weird guy that like is very,
Dude, I'm
very
weird.
rigid and stuff like that.
My fucking
Well,
kids
it
are
Sounds
weird,
like
dude.
excuses.
That's only
They're
true
great.
if you let it be true, man.
No, but
Yeah.
like it's like nature got systems to sometimes when people go too extreme in one
So
end,
you're saying the big
they
guy
got
is
those
just
systems to say, you know what, we're not gonna go any further that way.
Well,
You
you
know, that's
know
the thing,
what?
we need
I
that.
think
We
we
need that
need more people
weirdness.
like you and
Yeah.
less like purple haired.
Mr. Max. So you're saying the
There's
big guy
nothing
just
wrong with purple
veto
hair.
on that whole
There
thing?
was nothing wrong with purple hair all the way up until 1992. Then it became a danger
You're not wrong,
sign.
Justin. You're not wrong.
After 1992, a person with purple hair cannot be trusted.
What happened in '92?
That's when
we all woke up and realized that the fun time wasn't worth it.
Oh yeah.
How about now?
Raven.
Hi. I can't see anybody. I don't know. I've logged all the way out, logged all the way back in. Let me put my thing on stand here. And
Well,
I
you can hear us, right?
can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to see here.
Check your camera settings. I don't know. You're talking to the wrong guy.
I don't know what it would be.
I
If
don't
you
know,
listen
not
to my
familiar.
instructions, you'll be like at McDonald's or some shit.
While you're there, get me a Big Mac with medium fries and
take orders
strawberry milkshake.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I need
I
the
can hear you,
extra
though.
carbs.
Is McDonald's still in business? Because every
Yes.
time I drive by our McDonald's, it's a ghost town.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the food's disgusting.
Yeah, but their mocha frappes are good.
I only drink water, so
Wow.
I hear
What the
their
hell is
nuggets
a
and
Whopper
fries are
Frappe?
still good, but God knows what they're made out of.
I did
Yeah,
fucking eat
yeah.
Or
McDonald's
should I say
burger this
who they're
Sunday.
made out of?
Mm.
I did get like a burger at McDonald's this Sunday. It's been like a fucking forever since I went there, and I just like don't fucking digest it too well anymore.
Yeah, I can't eat red meat anymore, man.
Oh, red meat again. That's all I eat.
Because you don't think of Rome enough.
Yeah.
In fact, the Romans didn't eat a lot of red meat, dude. They ate a lot
Well,
of.
that's because they didn't think
pheasant,
about
goat.
Rome enough. That's why it fell.
Well, that would be kind of true. If the Roman would think of Rome more, maybe he would have survived.
When I was in college, when I was taking my Roman Civ class, the theory of like one of the downfalls of Rome's like the
Mass
mental state
immigration.
was hold on, god damn, he always reverts to that shit. Just chill for a second. It was like a lead poisoning.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
water
that's-
systems were leaded and all that, and they're talking.
And all the drinking utensils were made out of lead, and they were
Yeah,
like,
They were drinking wine out of brass.
Yeah.
Well,
but-
then
They got
they
toxicity.
also apparently put like powdered lead in wine to make it sweet.
yeah, lead is a sweetener. Give like a sweet
Yeah.
taste thing. That's why people like eat paint chips. tastes sweet.
So they had all kinds of toxicity that they were consuming, and overindulgence and decadence.
But you know, like the term
Yeah.
plumbing, like come from plumbum because like they would make their pipe out of lead. Plumbum
Oh,
is
really?
like
I didn't know
Latin for
that.
lead. Yeah, plumbum is Latin for lead.
Yeah, we
That's where
used
you
to
get
have
the
lead
plumbing.
pipes here in this country,
Yep.
and then they at some point went to copper.
Yeah, and now they're going to plastic, which I think is
Now
a
they're
mistake.
plastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
PVC.
Fucking stay
You
with
know,
copper.
it's a law. It's a law here in Illinois. My aunt just modeled her kitchen,
Yeah.
and even though there's nothing wrong with her copper pipes, they by law had to replace them all.
Yeah, I hate that because like copper is good for you. Like there's good mineral in copper that you
Yeah.
can get through the
Well,
water.
that's probably
And-
why they banned it.
Yeah, and you don't
That's-
want any more
Probably.
fucking plastic in your system. You know what I mean? Like they say like people like eat like 5 grams of plastics a week. You know?
No, that's scary.
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
I threw away all my Tupperware. I don't use
Yeah.
plastic.
I use the
glass
glass
now.
one. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I gotta get a glass one.
Yeah, well,
I
like,
hate
that's
that.
why I got like those metal bottle.
Yeah,
I drink-
Shadow. What you drinking? Like, man, you know how much a freaking water bottle costs, bro.
I recycle them. I just keep using them.
Oh, really?
I
yeah,
use spaghetti sauce jars.
Yeah, jar.
Like,
Yeah.
shit like
Well-
glass jars. That's what I use.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would do that, but the cats would break them all.
Yeah,
if
I bring
well,
them all.
if,
Break
if
And I don't
any,
even have cats.
if
don't
any
even
of
have
you
any cats.
find if any of you find a glass Tupperware container that's like a sandwich container, you know, the sandwich size.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send me a link to it because I've been looking for one that
Oh, really?
size.
When I would
random shit.
bring sandwich on a job site, I would just like wrap them into
No. I make my noodles, my instant noodles, and
Oh, you instant noodle in the
Yeah.
oh,
Pot noodles.
yeah, it's just the right
Random.
size so you don't get too much liquid in there.
I like my noodles soupy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make a thing of noodles. It's just the right size so I can put the lid on there and leave it for 5 minutes, then take the lid off and it's done.
Where are you going? You ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No.
You eat on the couch. You go eat in bed.
Yeah, hey man, I'm traveling from the bedroom to the kitchen. I need to.
No. The lid keeps the steam in, so it cooks faster.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Faster.
you don't have to sit there and
Dude,
watch the kettle
Like,
boil.
Like,
fuck,
you
I'm
don't
sitting
have
here for 3 minutes in front of the microwave. I need to do it at 2 minutes.
I know. You
No,
need to
there's
lose
no
the
microwave. I
schedule,
got the
bro.
electric kettle. I'm a civilized individual.
Dude, you need to loosen up that schedule. Damn.
Give yourself some.
I bet you're standing over the toaster. You know, like just when your pop tarts
Sweat.
toaster strudel, you're just like, hurry
I
up, right?
don't eat toaster strudels. I use them as maps of the earth. It's flat and hollow in the middle.
I do
Those
toaster
to-
strudels in the microwave.
I don't even know what
It's
toaster
both
is.
flat Earth and hollow Earth theory.
It's like
combined.
how would you explain it? It's like a pastry that you like.
It's a
just put
pastry.
in, like
It's a
It's
pastry.
like a
that'll-
Pop Tart, but with
Oh.
nicer
No.
icing.
But better than a Pop Tart. Much better than a
flaky.
Pop Tart.
It's like
Blasphemy.
a flaky.
Blasphemy. Chocolate fudge Pop Tarts are life. Right next to
Oh,
bacon.
dude.
You
I
put
don't-
And
I don't
you,
really-
you
I
put
don't
icing
really
on
eat
after
food that
it comes
comes in
out
a
of the
box.
toaster.
fill it with bacon. You've got the ultimate sandwich.
You should make that on a video one time. Fucking
eating
Shadow's
toaster
cooking
strudel?
show.
Oh,
Guaranteed to kill you in 6 months.
Or after one bite, depends on your health.
when you use the microwave, do you put like times like 3 minute 33 or 99 second instead of like putting it
Yeah, I
in
put I do like a minute. Because I don't have a toaster,
yeah.
and mine blew up a long time ago, and I've never replaced it. So yeah, I just do a minute
You're
in the
not
microwave,
supposed
and
to
then
put liquids in them, Raven.
Because like one of my ex was like making fun of me because I would never put like a minute. I would put like 66 second just because I could just do you press start. Always like
See,
like
with us, we
3
just
minute 33 press start.
I'll just push the start button, and that's 30 seconds. And if that's not
Oh.
enough, I'll go do it again.
mhm.
Yours has that feature. Not all of them do. Yeah.
but mine don't.
I hate it because the one I have up here in the workroom.
The one I have in my bedroom.
No, because I have another room that's technically the bedroom, but there is a bed in this room.
Come on, guys. He's got a microwave in every room.
We're
Yeah.
gonna see. I swear to
Even the
God, we're gonna
bathroom.
see Justin's face on one of the newest episodes of fucking Hoarders. Watch. Like, hey, I know that dude.
Well, I hate it because the one I got here, I got secondhand for warming putties and shit like that, right? And it's got the quick minute button, but the
Yeah.
one downstairs you have to type in a fucking minute. Yeah, it was like
Alright,
I should have brought that one up here because I don't
Tribulations
use
of
it
modern
often
Canadian
enough.
life,
Yeah.
folks.
My microwave doesn't
First-
work too well
first-
since I
Our
nuked,
first world problems there.
You nuke CA glue.
yeah, since I nuked CA Glue, my microwave's never been the same afterward.
It's got a nice blue finish.
Food tastes funky too. Don't do that, kids. Don't put CA Glue in the microwave.
We used to put eggs in the microwave and blow them up for kicks when we would drink. Yeah.
Or like
That's my
hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, don't put hand sanitizer. Is there also cyanide in hand sanitizer?
No, but no, he's gonna make your microwave blow up.
Oh,
Like a bottle
okay.
of hand sanitizer in it. It's gonna blow up the door.
A string of pearls, like that stupid movie. Pump up the volume.
The what?
There
Blue
was
up
like
pearl.
yeah in
We never tried that.
the movie Pump Up the Volume. They tried to blame this guy who was doing a pirate radio station for some girl's suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Because she puts a string of pearls in the microwave.
What
and
does that
turned it
do?
on. Well, it's a solid object that you
Oh, yeah.
can't excite
That-
moisture in, so
yeah.
it blows up.
It, like,
Yeah, we used to just blow stuff up for kicks, and eggs
Yeah.
were our favorite because they roll
Yeah.
around by themselves and then they start to sweat and then they just like a bomb.
fucking mess.
They're hell to clean up, but they are kind of entertaining,
Yeah, but
especially if you're intoxicated.
the result of there's moisture in that for it to expand, right? And the
Mhm.
shell's it builds pressure in the shell, but a solid object will actually blow up the microwave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jackson. Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
my daughter? She was making ramen in the microwave. She she did her thing, put it in there. She forgot to put water in the damn thing.
No.
It's just like it's like a fire. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, because you're concentrating. Well, the reason and water is a good thing. The reason why there's a circular plate in your microwave and not a flat one like they originally had was because you can put the cup of water in there and turn it on, and it will just absorb the heat without boiling because it's not being agitated.
Oh.
And when you open the microwave door, the water can absorb so much heat that it will instantly turn to flame once it agitates.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why there's that plate that spins around at the bottom that you always need because your
Oh, I need to put
microwave
it
can
back then.
become a death trap without it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
Yeah.
Microwave death trap.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. The things you can do with short band FM radio.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff in microwave when you start like opening them
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, man.
even without opening them up, there's a lot of fun things.
Wow, yeah. Raven, do you think it's weird when when guys say they think about the Roman Empire daily?
Well,
Raven's
is
officially
this
a
a
man.
question? Maybe a little, but there's worse things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your man card because you think of Rome more than Shadow does.
Well, yeah, I do. I do think of Rome.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more about the American Civil War, the French Revolution, things like that, I guess.
Yeah.
There's always something that bothered me with the American Civil War. I think 1776 should be called the Civil War, and the Civil War should be called something else because like the South was,
And not the War of Northern Aggression.
it could be called the War of Northern Aggression. I've nothing against this term.
Cards.
No.
I got nothing against this term, but the thing is like 1776 was a civil war because it was like British subject trying to break free of Britain. So that's by definition a civil war, the War of Independence. But when the Confederate versus like the Union, they were two different countries. They each had their president, each had their army. So it's not a civil war at that point because like it's two different nations going against others. It's a regular war.
And technically, you're supposed to be separate countries. It's a union, not a federation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
So yeah, it's the War of Northern Aggression.
There's a reason why your weird country is demonstrated by different colors on a map instead of one like every other country. Because you're not supposed to be one country, you damn weirdos. So what state means. It means independent.
Means exactly. A state is a country. It's another word for a country. You're just in a union. Yeah. But Mexico is a United States as well.
A republic.
Of United States.
Yeah.
Finish the name of the country there, bro. We're special snowflakes. That's what your country should be called.
We're special snowflakes. That's funny.
You all should have your hairs genetically changed to blue.
The blue?
Yeah.
Why blue?
So we can all tell you apart from normal human beings.
Wow,
crafting game by Justin. You've been called
not wrong, just wow.
What got you started on the Roman Empire is what I want to know. How did all that begin?
It's literally a meme going around. On
it's a meme going around. Like it's like there's some woman in TikTok. Like they somebody like said like I just figured out that men think about the Roman Empire many times a week, and then like it started like that, and then like some woman on TikTok would film themselves asking their boyfriend, "How often do you think about the Roman Empire?" And the guy was just like, "I don't know," and just like a couple of times a week. Or at least once a day, stuff like that. And it's like, what the fuck you think about? I said, I don't know. I think about the road. I think about the aqueduct. I think about the conquest of this place. You know, just like, and the woman like was like puzzled. I say, what the fuck? Like, I never think about the Roman Empire. But
I love the one, and then the woman goes through what she thinks about it, and it's like nothing.
Yeah,
I think about things I've done because I'm egotistical. I'm a woman.
Yeah, the guy say, I don't know. Like, I do think about Roman Empire. What do you think about? I don't know, nothing.
Friends.
Say, well, we
not even stuff. Friends I have, the TV show Friends.
Yeah.
Like I more so think of Vikings than I do Romans.
Yeah. Yes,
so but that doesn't get me kicked out.
They had influences, interactions with Rome.
Yeah,
you can think about it.
Yeah, and you know,
I don't think Chandler ever had interactions with Rome.
I think it's
even when he went there.
You think about the Roman Empire more because so much of it like impact with our daily life. You know, like I said, you think about like a water delivery, and then you think about Rome suddenly because of the aqueduct. You think about like the way we do. You see Apollo on the road. You say, man, I guess Roman road would still last. You know, it's like it always come back. You know, you think about like the political situation that we have, and it will bring you back to Rome again. You think about like the speech or like a all those kind of things, you know. I think about Rome a lot because like I'm Catholic, and I think about Pontius Pilate and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic too. Yeah, I know, Roman Catholic. Yeah.
There's no greater heretic than the Pope.
Well, the current Pope. Well, he's Jesus.
The last dozen of them.
Yeah, well, I'm a very old school.
If you follow the tenets of your faith, he is the Word of God on earth.
Now, have you heard of the Black Pope?
Who? What are you talking about?
The Black Pope.
Oh, the sound is cut.
Your sound is dropping, Brian.
Right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's back now, but he was like just very low.
Whenever you look down, bro.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, he's switched over to his laptop mic and camera.
No, it should be my normal one here.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Maybe lower your mic.
So what are you talking about, like this Black Pope, Raven?
Pardon me?
Were you talking about the Black Pope?
Yeah, I mean, have you guys ever heard of I hadn't heard about it until just recently.
Well, what is it? Inform
It
the
is.
audience.
It's actually the Pope that is in the shadows that calls
Oh,
the shot, and the
Ah.
Pope that is elect is just basically the front man for whatever the Black Pope's wishes are.
well, I like that's the thing, you know, like this Pope elect now. There's a thing called like the St. Gallen's Mafia that people like refer to it. It's a group of archbishop that met in St. Gallen's, and they're the one that decided they kind of decide who's the Pope's gonna be before the actual election of the Pope. And apparently they would kind of be the one that forced Benedict XVI to get out of the way, and they
Yeah.
decided to put like this Jesuit instead of it.
Uh-huh.
And-
Yeah.
but like Francis, like he does what he wants, just like what he want to do is align with those this other faction in the church. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
trust Jesuit. I think like they should never, like, their excommunication should not have been like lifted. But
Now, I had heard that the Jesuits traditionally have been the ones to really call the shots, and they
Yeah.
were also kind of the heretical branch of.
there was I forgot who it was, but like they're always like every like liberal movement in the church come from the Jesuit. It's spearheaded by the Jesuit. Everyone that want to change and make the church more woke come from them. And they're the one that control basically every Catholic school.
Mhm.
So it's always
Well,
starts from there.
Eric von Daniken went to a Jesuit Catholic school, and he's the one who went on to write and start the whole movement of the ancient astronaut theory.
Oh really?
You know,
Chariots of
Yeah.
Gods.
chariots of the gods.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raven's big into that stuff.
Ancient
Oh,
Oh,
astronaut.
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Astronaut.
I don't know. I think
No.
interesting, but I think there's a lot of like in ancient history that we don't know about, and I think a lot of it is hidden. You know, there's a lot of people that talk about like, oh yeah, those big structures like the Inca and stuff like that. Yeah, those pyramids. No, they were there before we came in. Like somebody else built them. You know, and then they have like those myth about.
They've all got the same base dimensions, so clearly the odds of that happening at random are just astronomical. So obviously it was the same builder. Now they're not as tall as the ones in Egypt, but the base dimensions are the same. And they're also in Alaska. They're all over the world.
Well, it
They're
doesn't
not
have to
just
be
in Egypt
random.
and
It doesn't have to
Mexico.
be random either. Like sometimes like something like or just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something are just like geometrically sound. But I do think there's something weird about that they don't want to, and you know,
Oh yeah.
fucking like it's like the out of Africa theory. You know, this has been
Yeah.
like been not true now for years, but it's still promoted as it's a thing because like they don't want to
Right.
admit that actually, you know, the oldest human remain we have now come from around the Mediterranean.
Yeah. I think it was the name is right there on the top of my head. It's not Rome.
Oh, that's not
it's,
helpful.
Yeah.
You're fired.
I've been having this problem for years.
Yeah.
Things get
No,
like,
man.
a
That happens.
thought- a
Forget
thought
shit.
right on the head. Yeah, but I've been having this problem since I was like 10.
Fucking scatterbrain.
Yeah, not Hungary, but one of those countries around there. It might be Hungary. Doesn't matter. There was a skeleton found that's
Just recently?
no in like the
Oh.
50s, man. That predates the one from Africa by
No, I think the oldest remain now, like it's from Turkey, I think, or it's
Turkey?
somewhere in the Levant.
They just found something like in the last couple months.
did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
some
But
old-
there was one found in that region back in the 50s or early 60s that predates the one from Africa by like a dog's age, like a really long time. You'd have to look it up, but it's never taught. It's kept in the quiet, you know.
It's all
Well,
political
that
reason.
goes the same for millions of different facts that they don't want
Yeah,
us to pursue for whatever stupid reason, because either there's something massive to hide or there's nothing to hide.
Well, it's like
Well,
you
I-
look at
I
the
Reality is probably they don't want to spend the money to just edit the fucking book.
Well,
That
they edit
too.
the book for
That-
stupid
that-
things
that-
all the time, so that
Yeah,
can't be
exactly.
the
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, they could be.
Um,
Really, they don't want us to know how
And also,
powerful we are.
when
They
they
don't
did
want us
the
to
book,
know all the
when they
powers of the brain and
Yeah.
stuff like the ancients did. The ancients knew all about the pineal gland. They knew about all kinds of stuff. There's a human that they found dehydrated that they called it Utsi. Do any of you know about or heard of this? He's kind of like frozen in a weird position, and on his body are tattooed the meridians for acupuncture, basically.
oh yeah,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
but
You know
that's an old
So
stuff.
he's basically freeze dried, and he looks
Yeah.
like good for
Yeah.
a bazillion years old.
Yeah,
You
They
were
found
about
like
to say,
some tools. They found like a weapon and some tools with them and
Mhm.
stuff. Whatever. Yeah.
you were about to say, Mr. Max.
I was saying like when they edit the books, it doesn't cost them money because they get to sell them again, so they
Yeah.
actually make money. And it's the school buying them with government money.
Yeah, and like I was looking up the cost because there was a big controversy with one of our civics textbooks a few years back. And I was looking up the cost of it. I was like, $100 for a fucking textbook.
Yeah.
And it's like that's cheap, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember getting textbooks, but I always bought them secondhand when
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
same
them
here.
before. But
Shit, man. My last year of college, man. We
or you want that textbook on how to deal with cyanide poisoning and cyanide, and it's $700.
There's a lot of demand for it.
okay. So
Doesn't matter.
my
print on
last
demand.
semester of college was like there was a new thing that they were doing is like you had to buy the professor's notes,
Oh yeah.
right? And
oh,
I'm like,
really?
I'm like, what the? Okay, so if I'm buying his notes, why the fuck am I going to lecture? So if
Yeah,
I have the
really.
textbook and I have his notes, and then whatever the fuck, readers or whatever they have you on the list. Why am I even going to lecture? I'll just go to work, make some money, and then just come to the test. And then it's just dumb.
Well, because then you
Yeah.
avoid his possible sermon on whatever woke topic he actually wants to talk about during that particular session.
Yeah.
I got his anyway. I'm just like bullshit, more money.
That's with the larger lecture halls. When you get into the more skilled stuff, it becomes smaller classes, as you well know.
Yeah. I taught in college.
You taught?
For one session, I was like covering for a buddy of mine. So it was a fun experience.
What was the subject?
It was a technical thing in the creation of a animatable system, I guess you could say. It's an animation cursus. How to create like system that are that you can animate.
For computers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, video games. Yeah, I forgot you're an animator.
Yeah, animator.
Cool.
Lots of work up. You can do that at home, can't you? Like work for people at home, like do animation stuff.
I could, but like I'm done with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fed up. People like are fucking annoying to deal with. You know what I mean? Like they don't understand the process. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they can get. They don't know. Oh, I can just like this simple thing that's not fucking simple at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've toyed with a lot of those programs. Like I know nothing about them, but like I've toyed with them, and they seem unnecessarily complicated. Like I could easily see ways you could limit the degree of angle on some joints and things to make them easier, more idiot proof.
Well, it's because when you're an animator, like we have like some principle, and you don't want to limit too much because in some frame you want to break what's realistic because it's gonna look better, it's gonna look more fluid and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so there's that.
but you think you could have like a like because you got that 3-axis ball at every joint.
Depending what system you use, but yeah.
Yeah, but usually there's something like that,
Yeah.
or at least all the ones I can think of off the head. You think you could have like a lock to lock it to realistic motions, and
Well,
then
you
have it
can.
like toggleable
That
for
that's
when you
that's
want
a
something.
that's the one thing I did the most. Like I was like actually like a character rigger, so that's what I would do. I would
Yeah.
create like system to be animated, and it's always like the challenge, the balance you try to find between giving your animator enough freedom, but also making system that are simple enough that they can actually use. It's a whole job in itself, and you also have like all the problem to deal with about the IK and FK. I don't know if you're you know what I'm talking to. Inverse
Something to
kinematic.
do with yeah.
Inverse kinematic and forward kinematic. Inverse kinematic is like if you grab the end and you move the arm.
Yeah.
Forward kinematic is like if you grab like you move like pivot by pivot. If you go from the shoulder to the end, that would be forward kinematic. If you go from the end to the shoulder, that's inverse. And people like don't like that's something like that fucking bugs me. People like animator, they try to like inverse kinematic is used when you have like something like planted. Like if there's something fixed and I have my hand on that like that, and I'm holding my hand and I'm pushing the body, then that's where you want to use the inverse kinematic. But fucking animators are lazy. They want to animate everything in fucking inverse. But the body doesn't work like that. The body works with joint that we rotate stuff. And then when you take the inverse, instead of like your body, your arm doing that, your hand is going to do that. And then the animation look like shit and they don't get why. And it's like, it's because you don't know how to animate, motherfucker. Go back to fucking school.
You're using the wrong tool for the wrong job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop fucking using IK for everything. IK is when like, yeah, your feet is on the ground and you move, then you use IK. Your hand is on the table and you move, then you use IK. But like, they didn't fucking get it, man.
Because that's the one. That's the one. I remember watching a thing about having a character's feet push away from the ground instead of going through it when you're walking.
Yeah, that's why you use the IK thing.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah,
you don't want your shoe halfway through a freaking step when you're walking upstairs.
Yeah, or fucking animator, like you give them like a model to animate, and then they move it and say, "Oh, it doesn't look good when I do that." So yeah, because you don't fucking you just try to move the arm and you don't fucking move the clavicle. You don't move like the shoulder. Like yeah, of course it's gonna look like ass. You don't understand how the body works. You know what I mean? Like it's like, man, I'm fucking done with it. Yeah, or like people don't know what to do. Like I work for I was making like those. I go work for this studio that's making like cinematics, and they give me a model to rig and say like, how long will it take you to rig it? Well, how long do you have? How long can you give me to rig it? You know what I mean? Like I can do it in a day, I can do it in a week, I can do it in 2 weeks. Like the work you're gonna have is not the same. So what do you want? Tell me what you want. I say, I don't know. Do the best you can. Like, but how long you like? The best I can. I can work for that for like months.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have like something very fucking nice. Like at some point you have to give me like some constraint. Like, well, I don't really know. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what are you trying to achieve there? Say, okay,
the more time you have to throw the thing, the more like because I seen this one guy. He's like, okay, here's a simple rig and it'll move the arms and legs and all that, but with another 5 hours or a day, I can have it so these muscles are adjusting.
Yeah, exactly.
With every movement,
I'm gonna put like the fat of the belly is gonna move, and I can make all this secondary motion, and I can make it automatic. I can give you like a lot of detail in the face if you want, stuff like that. If you say like, well, I need that tomorrow. Well, I'll give you something that works for tomorrow, but it's not gonna be like all the detail.
Yeah, you'll get the arm motions, but you won't see the bicep flexing.
Yeah.
So I have a question. How do you begin to do something like that? Do you have to have like somebody actually do those motions on like a green screen or something that then you scan into a computer and then you animate it from there? Or how do you even start to do something like that? This is mind-boggling.
You can do everything by hand if you want. Like you can do like a lot of it is done through like this. Well, it's not green screen. Like you just like you have like those mocap suit. They are like black suit with like white dot all over it, so you can track the white dot. the computer can track the white dot, but you don't have to, and you can do like what we call like keyframe animation. So you just like make a pause, and then you go like a few frames later and you make another pause, and then you go back and you make the pause in between look nice. So you break it down like that. That's what we do.
And there are programs that will generate that info in between.
Yeah, if you do if you in 3D animation or even in 2D animation nowadays, you have like programs that are gonna do the in between, what we call like the in between, by itself. But oftentimes it's gonna look like not very good. So you go back in the in between, and then you edit one pose in the middle. Then you regenerate the in between, and then you look, okay, it's still a bit wonky there, and then you go back in between those two keyframe. That's why we call them keyframe, because they're a key, a frame that is the key of the animation. So like the beginning, like usually like you want to throw a punch, you're gonna have like the starting position, you're gonna have some anticipation, then you're gonna have like the start of the movement, you're gonna have the end of the movement, some follow through. You're gonna make those pause, and then you try to see like how the machine's gonna do like the one in between, and then like, oh, it's too straight here. I want to put a little more arc. So you go back and you edit it. It's a lot of patience.
Wow.
And you settle with the good enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing, like we say like the last 10% of the job is what takes you like 90% of the work.
Yeah.
But
And
even
you
in place like this, sorry, yeah, for used to do for video games, yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have to think about all the different directions that character can go, and then create the body movements for each thing. If it goes right, it goes left, it goes.
We actually do, when we do video game, like we have like those wheel. So, and we're just gonna create like a walk cycle that we call.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be like 2-step basically. So and then you make it so it can loop. So when the character walk for a while, then you're gonna loop those 2 steps over and over again.
And then you want some sort of transition for starting.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're gonna do like this 2-step going forward, 2-step going backward, 2-step going on the side in the diagonal, and then you have system that we can blend between those animations. So it's gonna use, and depending on what those systems are, sometimes it look like ass, but so every fucking movement, like it's all breakdown. We can do like a additional animation.
But if it's a budget game, it's okay that it looks like ass.
Yeah. We can do like additional animation where you can like override the top of the body, for example. So you can play like your walk animation, but the character is having something in his hand. Then you just play like another animation that override the top of the body, where you're just like holding something in his hand. So we have like tricks like that. But doing like a state machine for animation, it's a shit ton of work, and you have to work in big team, and you have to be very organized. That's something like the job I was doing. I was often like between the character modeler, which would just like design the character in the computer, and the animator, because I was the guy in between that would take the model of the character and make it that they can animate it.
Yeah,
but
they have to have a skeleton.
Put the joint in it. Yeah, exactly. Like and decide how the model is gonna deform, so it doesn't look realistic. But dealing with the modeler, because it's a much more like you get your model, you work alone on your side. It's less teamwork oriented. You could never fucking find anything on the server, because they would all give different name to their fucking thing. They would all put like in different folder. They didn't have like any structure to their work. And then you try to say like, why do you fucking put your model there? Oh, I call it this thing random, and I put it in that folder that has no fucking sense of reason. I said, what the fuck do you do that? You don't work alone. Yeah, but when you go work with the animator,
even when you work alone, it is good practice to name things properly, because you want to be able to find them.
But they really didn't have it, and they really have like the artistic temperament. You know what I mean? Like they're video game artists. I'm a creator. I don't want to think about those things. They really have like this kind of. But when you go with the animator, because they all work in teams, they have like their name. Oh, it's gonna be 3-letter for this, a 3-letter code for this, and then a 4-letter code for this, and then this name, and then this underscore there, and the name is exactly named. You don't have an event to look. You can just
there's a protocol for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
they all organize. And
you need that. I don't know if I was doing it and the artist was an in-house artist and wasn't following the protocol, they get fucking docked pay or
Yeah.
something. Whatever the legal maximum punishment I get.
Well, at some point, like the
Bacon.
guy that was the lead of the modeler was a guy I went to high school with. Strangely enough, even though like I was a different city and thought, like, you know, but and at some point I had to talk with him and I said, man, you have to fucking drill your guys, man, because like they're fucking driving me mad and I'm gonna punch one in the dick at some point, you know. And he did a pretty good job at the end. Like he knew me for a long time, so he knew like
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking around.
Say it properly. It's Grundle. Grundle puncher.
Yeah, Grundle puncher. Yeah.
No puncher.
Uh,
But,
That sounds very complex. Wow.
Yeah. But the complexity is that I love it. You know, that's what's fun. You know, like it's always like, every time like it's like a puzzle. You know, and you always have this budget. Like I would do a lot of like secondary motion. So it's like, oh, a character got a scarf, and you want to put some motion in the scarf when the character walk, but you don't want it to be animated by hand because that'll be too much work. So you have to put like you have to consider the physics of stuff and but you also have a budget, so you have to make it in a way like a budget in the sense that everything that you add takes some processing power from the computer, and you have to so you have to figure out a way to make it look nice but be light enough that you can put more of it. And that's what I've really found like that was my favorite part. You know what I mean? Everything is like a bit of a puzzle that you try to solve, and you try something and sometimes it doesn't work at all, and you basically, whatever.
Well, have you ever thought about making your own, like getting yourself a copy of Unreal 5.3? That's the latest version.
Yeah, no, it's nah, I'm done, to be honest. I've done enough.
Just having a city street where you got to kill everything.
Yeah, no,
I know you and your rogue or not your rogue souls like.
yeah, my soul's like, yeah, that's what I would like to do. But no, I'm
But
you know,
but set in an urban environment. I am the
And-
country guy. I am here to kill you all. It's just you. It's just you. You can play Mr. Max.
Axe Mayhem. I do Mr. Axe.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can
right.
upgrade to a chainsaw.
I saw there's a new action flick coming out. It's called Silent Night.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
heard
man.
about it.
Looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
Is it like a
yeah, shoot 'em
Christmas-
up or whatever.
Is it a Christmas horror movie?
It's not a horror movie. It's like it's kind of like
Action movie.
like a John Wick kind of thing. I
Oh.
guess some guy, his son got killed by a bunch of gangsters, and he's exacting the revenge.
I think I've seen that movie before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can appreciate a good revenge movie. Those are good.
Yeah, I've seen the Taken back in the day. Well, I've seen one. I don't think I did multiple.
The Taken.
Taken.
I don't remember that one.
No.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember them now.
Yeah. I don't watch much movies, so I'm a bit behind.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
great, I think the best car chase ever in like fucking cinema history
Was the
fucking
Blues
bullet.
Brothers?
Not the Blues Brothers. It's Blazing.
Saddle.
No. Blazing shit. It's
Blazing
a
Shit?
Canadian film.
Oh, really?
Has anybody here
Blazing
seen?
Magnums. Blazing Magnums. You
Anybody
watched
here
that?
remember the movie Duel? Had a pretty.
Oh yeah, Duel.
The whole movie is a car chase.
Really?
Mm.
Oh, I'm talking about a good, like, badass urban.
Have you ever
car
seen
chase.
Canadian Bacon?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
John Candy.
John Candy.
Yeah. Man,
That's
he was a
beautiful.
national hero. For
Are
you,
you
guys.
okay, Raven?
I
Oh.
love.
Yeah, I'll be right
your
back.
Camera, is
Hang
it
on.
just for me? Your camera is weird.
Nah, she had a cat attack.
No, but the camera was all like a weird color.
Oh, she's got like a yellow tint or something in that room. Like the light is weird.
No, it's like a digital artifact I'm talking about. So it
Okay.
might just be for me then.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canada, I've been watching a bunch of SCTV lately.
Oh really?
That's good
SCTV.
stuff.
Oh.
Makes me laugh.
Yeah, I didn't grow up.
I was
watching
actually
those.
more of a fan of Mad TV. That show was pretty good.
Oh, TV.
TV.
That's American.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Can't do that on television. That was a good Canadian show.
Which one?
That was can't do that on television. It's like a kid
Oh.
show
Mm.
back in the 80s.
I don't know. We got
What was
some
that?
good
Red?
shows.
Was it Red? Oh shit.
Red Green?
Green.
Red Green show.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Yeah.
show. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Yeah.
Mr. Max,
Yeah.
you heard the saying.
Yeah, I heard the saying. What are you saying? I'm both handsome and handy.
So why don't you already
We're gonna
have
have to take
grandkids?
your word on that one, Mr. Max. We're gonna have to
What?
take your word.
What do
Yeah. I've seen you without a beard. You're not handsome.
I'm alright. I'm pretty alright. Even without the beard, no?
Dude, if I don't have facial hair, I look like a
No.
little baby. Like one of those guys. If I shave, I'm like a little.
I look
baby.
like a little baby with facial hair. Do you see my picture? I might as well be wearing a diaper in that photo.
You might be. You know,
Nah, I
I'm
got
not,
you,
not
Siobhan.
making judgments of your lifestyle, but you could be. You know.
I literally didn't start growing facial
those,
hair till I was
those
like
people
35.
those people
Really?
are worse.
No, I
than
mean I shaved
furries.
every fucking day. I
Oh.
started shaving at 13 because I had to, and I just shaved every single freaking day till I was like 35, and then I'm like, you know what? This is it.
I
Well,
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen
seen,
shaved,
I've
I
seen
see
a
that I
picture
was,
with you unshaven.
Pardon?
I've seen a picture of you unshaven.
yeah, shaven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I shaved a
You
couple
look-
months ago, so there's some video I'm there on the YouTube without any facial hair.
Yeah, it's very disturbing.
It's because when I started with a big beard, like a year-long beard, and then like when I shave, like you know, I shave sometime. I don't always have a beard.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we're
Well,
just.
guys, I think I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's well past
2
time.
hours.
we
2
end
hours
this.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before we go, let's all give our good buddy Hungar some positive
Yeah.
vibes, positive thoughts.
Totally.
Let's get his ass
Yeah.
back online where he belongs.
Yeah.
At least an hour every other day, bare minimum, daily allowance kind of thing.
Yeah, I think he's just in the hospital because he's a slacker.
Well, hopefully that's the only reason. That'd be great.
Oh,
Well said.
Yes. Get
all
well,
right,
Hunter.
guys. You guys
Yeah.
have a good one. Talk to you later.
yeah,
Take care,
party on,
everybody.
everybody.
Okay, everybody.
Weird.
You just got back in, Raven, to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
But
Bye. Thanks for having me.
yeah, anytime.
Cool.
Okay. I'm in the recording now. Unless you wanna. Okay.
No, I got shit to do.